Hi everybody, welcome to another reformer video. My name is Melanie, this is my friend Rebekah. We're going to do an intermediate Pilates reformer workout today. We're going to start off on one red spring, so that's one heavy spring. Grab the right strap into your hand, place it on your right leg. And we're going to start with unilateral work today. So Rebekah, please extend your right leg up to 90 degrees. Left leg comes to tabletop, knee right over hip. You want that chin parallel to the ceiling, so heel not too high, not too low. Rib cage down. You're going to take a big breath in, exhale, press that foot away, lowering it down to 45 or below. Inhale, bring it back slowly with control. So nice. Big breath in, exhale, feel your belly button zip in and up. Feel the core work part of this too. Inhale, bring it up. We're going to go for 8. This is 6. And while you're here, you want to think about relaxing the shoulders, rolling the collarbone wide. And each time the carriage returns and closes or comes close to closing, you're going to think about resisting that spring on the way back in. Good. We should have about 3 more. Make sure both hip bones are nice and even on the mat. Your left hip should not be peeling up. Good. Last one. Leg comes back up to 90 degrees. We're going to extend the left leg out to 45 or lower, right over the foot bar, scissor switch. Left leg comes up to 90, right leg goes down. Inhale, bring it back. Good. Slow control on the way down, slow control on the way up. Good. You should be feeling some tension in between your hip bones, feeling those lower abdominals and that deepest layer of your core starting to activate. And if this is feeling pretty doable, just as you're seeing Rebekah do, think about that switch of the legs happening lower if you need more challenge. If you want a little more support, make the switch happen higher. Good. And you should have about 4 more. Make sure those ribs are just oriented down toward your pelvis. Good. Really pulling the knee up using your quad to straighten out the leg. Good. Last 2. Really nice. And 1. Good. Back up to 90 degrees. All right. So now with that right leg staying high, we're going to go for windmill. Excuse me. Right leg goes down, left leg up to 90 degrees. We're going to windmill the legs around out to the side. Switch the positions, right leg high. Now we reverse directions. Yeah, right leg goes out to the side, left leg comes up to 90, and we scissor switch the legs. Good. Right leg goes down, out in that circle, back up to 90. There's our noisy toilet. Switch. Reverse directions. Left leg down, out to the side. You should feel like you're really having to stabilize a lot through the core. Good. All right. Rest up at 90. You're done with those. We're just doing 4. Now we're going to transition into bicycles. So we're going to bend the left knee. Right leg reaches all the way straight down. This is okay. The brain part's the hardest part. Yeah. Life motto. Okay, so right leg goes straight down, left knee bends in, just like you're riding a bike, and we're going to switch the legs. Good. Reach the left leg long, right knee bends in. So you're going to see probably you might be struggling with the strap. Try to keep it on the inside of the knee, and if that's really becoming a challenge, you can also externally rotate the legs a little bit so the knees turn out via the hips if that's more comfortable. If you prefer parallel, just make sure that rope stays on the inside of the thigh. You're bringing the ballerina today. It's like so pretty. Good, let's go for 3 more. And same thing as we talked about with the scissor switch, you can really think about that reach happening low if you want a little bit more ab challenge. Good. Now we're going to reverse it. So that right knee is going to bend in and up, and you're going to reach down each time you extend. So you're drawing this big circle with your feet. Keeping that rope on the inside, whether the legs are in parallel or outwardly turned out. Make sure that left hip is staying nice and heavy onto the carriage. 4 more. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good. Extend the legs up to 90 degrees. Give yourself a breather just for 1 minute. We have 2 more before we switch to the other side. So we're going to extend the left leg straight down to 45 degrees. You're going to lower the right leg down to meet it. And what we're going to do is bend the right knee in and extend it out to 45 to meet it. Left leg stays there. Good. Bend the right knee in. Exhale, extend the leg. If this is too hard on your abs, keep going. What you can do is bring the leg a little bit higher. If you feel like you're feeling it in your back, that's especially important. You might want to think about going into a little bit of an imprint, so almost a little tuck under. That's fine. Good. You should probably feel your quad on that left side really working hard. Good. 2 more. And last one. Good. Extend the legs to 45, raise them up to 90 degrees. Last one on this side, you're going to keep those inner thighs zipped together so these legs are married together. They're not going anywhere. You're going to keep them just printed together. Lower the legs to 45 degrees or lower. Inhale, bring them right back up. So Rebekah, you probably are going to be annoyed that I'm saying this, but you're going to feel a real difference in what sensations you're experiencing on the left versus the right. We're only going to do 6 of these, so you've got 4. But that left side is going to have to work really hard because you don't have the support of that strap. Good. This is final 2. Exhale as you press down. Inhale as you return. Last one. Excellent work. Let's take that strap off of that leg. Place your feet in butterfly position on the foot bar just for a second. Let the knees float wide, strap can go down. And let's go right onto the left side.
Okay.
All right, so left strap goes into your left hand or onto your left foot. We're going to extend both legs up to 90 degrees to get started. We're going to bend the right leg to tabletop. Knee right over hip. Big breath in, exhale, press along with that leg down to 45 degrees. Inhale, back up to 90. Lower down to 45 or lower, back up to 90. Good. Take a moment just to check to make sure your collarbone is rolled wide, shoulders are back, ribs are down. We've got 4 more. This is 3. Last 2. And 1. Coming up next, we're going to move right into scissors. Right leg extends long. We're going to scissor switch the legs and switch. Try not to push and give too much force, too much power through that left foot. Awesome. Really want that slow control that's going to force us to stabilize so much through the core here. And by doing this unilateral single strap stuff, it really is so telling about which sides you feel more stable on. Of course, your second side is going to be a little more tired. That's totally normal. But I really like it for that purpose. It doesn't let your weaker side cheat. All right. Next time you bring that left leg up to 90 degrees, we're going to move right into the windmill. So we're going to scissor switch the leg, wing the legs out to the side around, and scissor switch. Good. Scissor switch, out, down, around, and up. Scissor switch. Switch again, out, around, and up. Scissor switch. Switch, out, around, and up. Very good. Now we're going to move right into bicycles. So we're going to bend that left knee, press the leg down, bring it all the way straight up, and bend. Good. The opposite leg is mirroring that same movement. And once again, you can be in parallel with the knees facing straight up or slightly turned out as long as that strap is going in between the thighs. That's going to probably be the most comfortable for you. Good. 3 more in this direction. And just as we talked about in the other ones, we're really trying to make sure that as the carriage comes back in, we're not letting it carry us, we're controlling it. Good. Last one. And back up to 90. Now we reverse. So that leg goes straight down, bend it in slowly with control, extend it all the way up. Nice. Good. Each time you extend out, you're reaching forward like you're trying to touch the opposite wall with your toes. Good. 3 more. Last 2. Good breath, Rebekah. And 1. Very nice. Extend both legs up to 90 degrees. Very good. You're going to lower the right leg down to 45. Take the left leg down to meet it. And now we're going to bend the left knee in toward the chest. Extend it straight out to meet the left leg. That left leg is staying right where it is. We're going to repeat this. Good. And of course, you're going to have a ton of activation through that right leg. You really want to be feeling it through the core too. Your belly button is going to be zipped in and up. You want to feel that tension right in between your hip bones. Good. 4 more. This is 3. Last 2. Lots of core work here. And 1. Good. Extend the legs. Bring them up to 90 degrees. Now you're going to keep those legs glued together. Big reach down. Exhale. Bring the legs back up. So very important to try to keep even weight through both hip bones through this one. You really want to make sure that even though that right leg is not anchored by a strap, you're not peeling that leg up off the mat. Just 3 more. Last 2. And 1. Bring it back slowly with control. So good. Really, really nice. Take that strap off of the arch of the foot. Place those feet back in butterfly on the foot bar and just let the knees relax wide. You can have your hands wherever you want. Big breath in, exhale. And now bring the feet to the outer corners of the foot bar. Excuse me. I'm just choking, not meaning to laugh. Let's windshield wiper those knees side to side. So close the carriage, bring it all the way in. And just, you can let your hips fall all the way over for this one. You really just want to kind of wax the hip joint here. Asthma. Awesome. All right. Bring the feet together on the foot bar. And what we're going to do now is move into some unilateral arm work. So Rebekah, if you would, bring the legs to tabletop. You're going to reach for that right strap into your right hand. Left arm is long by your side. Make sure the hips are, or the knees are right over the hips. Heels come up to knee level, and that right arm is extended long. Deep breath in, exhale. You're going to press the arm down to the carriage right by your side. Inhale, bring it right back up. Good. Keeping those shoulders rolled wide. Breath is good. Exhaling as you press down. Good. 1 more here. Now, if you like, you can curl up with the head, neck, and shoulders and stay there. Good. If you need a little support for your head, you can place your left hand behind there if that feels like that's necessary. Otherwise, you can keep that left arm long by your side. Good. I'm going to go for 4 more. Last 2. Just forgot how to count for a second. 2 more.
I'm with you.
All right, and 1. Glad I'm not alone. All right, rest the head down. Keep the legs in tabletop. Don't let those heels drop. You can place your head back on the headrest for a minute. Left arm long by your side. Deep breath in, exhale. We're going to go for tricep extension. So press that palm down. Anchor the elbow tight to the rib cage. You're going to bend and extend that elbow, extending that arm long. Once again, if you want a little bit more ab challenge, you can curl up with the head, neck, and shoulders. And or you're welcome to extend 1 or both legs out to 45 if that feels like that would be a good challenge for you. Good. Let's go for 5 more. And 4. 3. Last 2. And 1. Lower the head down, relax the arm. Big breath in, exhale. You're going to extend the arm up right above the shoulders. Nice squeeze between the inner thighs. You're going to bring the arm out to the side to a half T. Deep breath in, exhale. You're going to press that palm in toward your side and bring it back out to a T. I'd leave the head down for this one. If you want a little more ab challenge, you can practice extending 1 leg at a time, alternating sides, or extend both. That's another option for you too. Good. Relax that left hand. Good. 4 more. You got a lot of tension here. You're like, must stabilize. Know the feeling. All right, last one. Very good. All right, let's get rid of that right strap. Left strap's time to shine. So extend that left arm up. Right arm goes long by your side. Plug that left shoulder into the mat. Ribs down. Big breath in. Exhale, press that left palm down. Keeping the head down to start. Inhale, bring it right back up. Good. Slow control on the way up. Slow control the way down. Slow control on the way up. Good. 2 more. Last one. At least I find it funny. Next time we're going to curl up and hold as we press that arm down. If you can get a little bit higher, that's right. What we want to try to do is get up to the tippy edge of your shoulder blades. And if that's hurting your neck or that's not feeling good, keep the head down. It's really not that serious. Good. We're going to go for 5 more. And again, if you need more here, alternating leg extensions as you press down or extending both legs out to 45 or lower is an option. 2 more. Good. Relax the arm, lower the head, neck, and shoulders. Big breath in, exhale. Next, tricep extensions, right arm long by your side. Big breath in, ribs down, press that palm down. Anchor the elbow in tight toward your rib cage, bend and extend. And again, if you want to take the curl, you're welcome to do that. Staying the head, neck, and shoulders up. You want to think about the chin coming down toward your collarbone, not completely collapsed. That probably sounded crazy on audio, but like you have a lemon or a small piece of fruit on between your chin and your chest. Good. 5 more. This is 4. Palms should always be facing directly forward. No winging to the side. Last 3. 2. Lift those heels. 1. Very nice. Relax the head down. Give yourself a break for 1 second. Reset. Knees right over hips. Lift those heels. Zip the thighs together. Left arm comes up. Out to that half T. Palm faces forward. Right arm is long by your side. Big breath in. Exhale. Press the palm in toward your side like you're almost going to just tap your thigh. Don't let those heels dip low. There you go. And try to bring that hand down to shoulder height. No higher, no lower. Good. You've got 4 more. This is 3. Last 2. And 1. Awesome work. Let that strap go. Rest the feet down on the foot bar. You're going to open your arms out to a wide T. Palms face up. You can let the rib cage pop up a little bit if you like. And tuck it down. Keep that open stretch through the pecs here. Good. 1 more big breath in. Exhale. Good. All right, when you're ready, roll on up to sitting. We're going to transition into some dedicated ab work in a sec. All right, next we're going to move into some down stretch or plank prep with a little bit of unilateral flavor onto it. So Rebekah, if you would come to kneeling, facing your foot bar, your toes will be up against your feet will be up against the shoulder blocks, toes curled under. Your palms are going to be under your shoulders, fingertips facing forward, and close the carriage before you get moving. Shoulders right over wrists. You're going to press your hips forward so you're in a diagonal line from shoulders to hips to knees. Tuck the pelvis under just slightly. You're going to keep the arms straight as you press the carriage away, just opening up that shoulder angle, not sending the booty back, and bringing it right back home. I'm going to get the ropes out of the way here. Good. Keep this rolling. You want to keep an active press through those palms throughout this whole series. And draw the ears back just a little bit. So you're almost tucking your chin back, like making a double chin. Each time you return, you're going to think about your head and your torso moving on an upward diagonal. So good. Good. We're going to go for 5 more here. This is getting us ready for some spoiler full plank flavor that we're going to do in a minute. And we're going to challenge our core a little bit more in just a couple minutes, a couple reps. Good, 2 more. And back in. Last one, we're going to press away and hold. Find a comfortable place while you're out here, not at the end of your range. You're going to hold that position. Take the right arm up, extend it out, back to your hip, keeping that pressure through the left palm. Bring it out to the side, back to front, and place it back on the foot bar. Bring the carriage back, diagonal line, press out. Repeat that on the left side. Lift the left arm, bring it out to the side, touch your hip. Bring it out to the side, back to front. Place the hand on the foot bar under your shoulder. Bring the carriage back in. Head goes on that diagonal trajectory. Good. So if you've done some of my videos before, you may have seen this one. We like to do down stretch a lot. This adds a little bit of additional challenge by removing that contact point. Really forces you to stabilize and keep that nice even control even as you're losing, some of that bilateral stability. Good, make sure those hands stay right in line with the shoulders. Each time you place them, right arm goes up, around. And as you do this, make sure you're not opening out to the side. We're really trying to keep the shoulders and the hips really square. So even as you're removing an arm, you want to keep the shoulders facing forward, hips facing forward, no twisting as you're going through this. And if the contact removal is too much, you're welcome to keep both hands on the foot bar. That's totally fine too. Good, just one more each side. This adds some nice shoulder mobility, a little bit of work for the back too. Last one. Very nice. Bring it back in. Make sure your hands are as wide as your shoulders. Now you're going to press your hips back. So you're going to fold at the hips, sending your butt back toward your heels. Yep. Arms long. And you're going to pulse the knees back and forth. So what we're doing here is we're firing up the lower abdominals, using that to control the carriage in and press away. Even though you're pressed away, ribs are staying down. So think about orienting the rib cage down toward your pelvis. Good, and Rebekah, your knuckles are starting to point towards each other. Make sure they're just pointed right, directly forward, and you want to keep that pressure through the palms. So you're pressing away from the hands even while this carriage is out. Good, knees can come in even a little further than your hips to get a little extra for low abs. Good, we're going to let's do 5 more. And 4, 3, last 2, then we're going to take a break and repeat this just to make sure we really get those lower abs. And 1. Good, bring it all the way back in. You can rest your hips to your heels, roll your shoulders back, shake out your wrists if you need to. Excuse me. And let's go for one more round of those lower abdominal pulses. So, toes curled under, feet against the shoulder blocks. Press away. You're going to fold at the hips. Keep that pressure through the palms, pressing away. And we're going to pulse the knees back and in, even further in than your hips. Yep. And back. Good. Belly button zipped in and up. Good. Think about there being a little bit of a mountain between your shoulder blades rather than a valley. Good. We're going to go for 5. And 4. And pulse. This may seem like a really slow pace, but it really forces you to focus on the activation. So I really encourage you to emphasize that slow control as opposed to trying to pump out a bunch of reps. Last 2. And 1. Very good. Bring it all the way in. We're going to go to child's pose next. So hips down to your heels. We're going to extend the arms over the foot bar, just wherever it feels comfortable. Find a nice long stretch. Relax your head wherever it feels like it makes sense to go. Big breath in, feel your lungs expand up and down, out to the sides. Exhale. Bring everything out, let your body sink down another inch. Very nice, and relax. All right, we're going to transition into something a little different now. So we're going to do a little bit of lower body going into planks, which will be fun. We'll do some spicy variations. So we'll stay on a red spring for now. Rebekah, if you would turn to face the shoulder blocks, we're going to come onto our forearms with the hands wrapped around the blocks. So your elbows should be in line with your shoulders right underneath. And we're going to begin pressing up through the forearm so you get a little bit of roundness through the upper back. You're going to place your left toes onto the foot bar right behind you. So like you're in a high heel position, you want the ball of your foot. You're going to keep that supporting knee under you. You're going to take that toe off the sandpaper, and what we're going to do is press that foot away off of the foot bar and bring it back in slowly with control. So what I would like to see is that knee staying right under the hip the whole time. So obviously not coming off of the carriage, but what I mean by that is not letting the carriage kind of bump you back in and out. So we're kind of doing like a raised heel leg press here in a way. And we're going to keep pressing away. You should be feeling some glutes, some thighs, some calves. And Rebekah's doing a good job of not letting the heels press back or forward as the carriage returns or goes away. We're going to do 3 more here. Good, last 2. And 1. Good. Bring it all the way back in. Now what we're going to do is turn that knee out to the side. So we're in external rotation. So we're going to get a little bit more glutes here. So press the carriage away. Keep that knee rotated out to the side through the hip. Bring it back in. And it doesn't have to be completely like, 90 degrees out to the side like a ballerina. It can be somewhere in between. Whatever you can do with your own hip situation is what I'd like to see. Should have 4 more. How are you doing here? All right, good. Last 2. And 1. Very nice. Bring it all the way back in. We're going to switch legs, and then after that we'll move into our planks. So right toes come to that foot bar right behind your body. Left knee is supporting you. Keeping that heel raised. Back of the neck nice and long, gazes down. So chin tucked under a little bit more. Press that right leg straight. Good. Making sure that right hip is wrapped down and super even. So we're really squaring off the hips here. Good. You've got 4. Knees facing the floor underneath you. 3. Heel stays high that whole time. I know it's really easy to let it drop. Last 1. Good. Bring it all the way in. Now we're going to rotate that knee out to the side. So it's going to be in a little bit of an external rotation. Press the leg straight, keeping the knee rotated to the side, and bend it back in. And again, don't force this so that it's painful, but really explore toward the end of your range. See where you can take this. We'd like to work on that mobility, so don't hurt yourself, but maybe see where, see if you've got another millimeter in you or not. Good, we should have 3 more. Last 2, exhaling as you press away, abs stay engaged. And 1, bring it all the way back in. Now rotate that leg to be in parallel. We're going to move into planks. So for beginners, you're going to keep your toes on the sandpaper. Rebekah, since you were intermediate plus, you're going to bring 1 foot to that foot bar behind you. It doesn't matter which one you start off. You're going to extend the leg long. Once that leg on the foot bar is straight, you're going to bring both toes up to the foot bar. Or if you're a beginner, keep the toes on the sandpaper. You want to bring the hips down so you're in a nice long pike. What we're going to do is begin bending the knees in so you're drawing the carriage back in, extending the legs long. Good. Tuck the chin down, gazes down on the mat underneath you. Good. Trying to keep the elbows right under the shoulders. So you want to bring your shoulders just a little bit forward. Yeah, give yourself a little more stabilization. Good. 3 more. Last 2. Press your shoulders forward a little bit more. There you go. And 1. Oh, sorry, I need to take a break. Yeah, no worries. All right, let's take a child's pose. Hips down to your heels. You can extend your arms long in front of you if you like. These are really hard, especially when you get those feet up on the foot bar. Yeah. We didn't come to play today. All right. So when you're ready, we're going to come back to that same position. So we're going to start with 1 foot back on that foot bar. or both feet on the sandpaper to start. And when I say shoulders over the elbows, what's happening is you're extending out a little bit, which is making this harder on you. So just make sure those shoulders are right over the elbow. So extend that one leg straight. Other leg comes up to the foot bar to meet it. Hips down just a little bit. And now we're gonna pike up. So send the butt up toward the ceiling. Look for your toes. So good. Flatten out. Gaze comes back down to the mat. Really nice. Good. Bend at the hips. Butt goes up to the ceiling. Gaze down to the mat. Tuck the chin. Good. And Rebekah is doing such a good job of not rocking back and forth on the heels. What that means is as you pike up, you don't want to press back on your feet. That's shifting your weight in a way that's not requiring a lot of core support. So with these pikes, hopefully you should be feeling a lot of lower ab engagement. Good. Let's do 2 more. And 1. Oh, that's okay. You okay?
Yeah, my shoulders.
Okay.
Gave out there.
Bring it back in. That's the answer. Let's lower the knees. Find that child's pose. Hips to your heels or wherever you comfortably can. Arms extend long. Take a big breath. Yeah, you totally fine to bring the knees in a little bit. Big breath in. Exhale. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale. Relax. All right, roll on up to sitting when you're ready. We're gonna stay on that red spring. Let's get into some nice scooter stretch. I feel like some hip flexor is gonna be really nice after all that 45 stuff we did. So if we would step to the side of the machine, we'll start on the right side. You're gonna begin with your right foot, facing the foot bar. Right foot on the outer edge of the machine, pretty close to the front edge of the mat, a little bit forward maybe. Left foot up against that shoulder block behind you. Hands on the foot bar. We're going to bring the knee to the mat, if you would. Hips square. Tuck the pelvis under. So you're going to scoop under because we're really going for psoas stretch here. Hands on the foot bar. You're going to send the carriage back just a little bit and bring it right back in. So you may be used to doing this one with a really wide range of motion. I'd like for you to start trying to maintain that scoop because this is really going to focus that stretch on your left hip flexors here, rather than getting that flexion or that mobility through the lumbar spine and the low back. Good. And don't worry, we'll do the big range one too. That's fun too. And you may find that a little bit of flexion in the upper spine makes this more meaningful for you. You're welcome to kind of suss that out for yourself. Good. Now if you want to begin pressing the carriage back, maybe letting this range go a little bit, maybe not tucking so aggressively, you're welcome to do that. That can feel like a nice bit of mobility for you too. And if you want to begin extending that right leg forward, if you like, you may have to bring your hands to the floor or to the metal frame if you choose to do that and you have a, excuse me, a ton of range. That may be necessary, but feel it out and do what feels best to you. Okay, one more time. I lied. We'll do one more time, and then we're going to mimic something we did earlier. Take that right arm up. Extend it up, bring it to the side of the hip, all the way back, out to the side, all the way forward. Let's go for one more. Up, out, back to your hip, up, out, forward, and bring the carriage all the way home. Good. Let's go to the other side. Left leg to the side of that machine, right toes up against the shoulder block, knee down to the bed, square off the hips. Tuck the pelvis under, keep that tuck. You can flex the upper spine if you like. Hands on the foot bar, send the carriage back just a few inches, or however far you could do with that tuck under, and bring it back in. On your own time, bring it back and forward. The goal is to feel that stretch through the hip flexors on your right side. So really play around with your positioning, see what does it for you. You may feel like you're over squaring or over compensating with a twist. That might be your square, which is what gets you to that stretch. Left knee stays facing forward the whole time. Good. Last one like this. Good. Now if you want to begin to explore a wider range, maybe releasing some of that tuck under with the pelvis. You'll be keeping the chest nice and proud. In this case, collarbone is nice and wide. Good. After this next one, if you want to begin exploring extending the right leg forward. I see where you're going. We're not there yet, Rebekah.
Oh, okay.
Right leg or left leg can extend forward. It's all right. We're going to go for the splits first. And back in. Good. And with this one especially, it's really important to focus on the hips being really square. So if you are letting your hips rotate out to the side, you might not get as much extension, but you're going to get a better stretch through the hamstrings on the left side of the hamstring. Did that change anything for you, Rebekah? Yeah. Okay, next time you press away, that front leg can be bent or somewhat bent. We're going to extend the left arm up, bring it up, out to the side, back to the hip. Shoulders and hips stay square. You're navigating that wall really well, Rebekah. Thank you. It's really finding that shoulder mobility just as we did in that down stretch variation, like mirroring similar movements from variation to variation. Let's take one more. I think maybe we did a little less on the other side, but I feel like we need a little more work on this left. Good. Bring the carriage in. Close the carriage, step off of the machine, and you are all done. I'm sorry, Rebekah, you're awkwardly standing for the end of class, but thank you guys so much. Thank you, Rebekah. And you know the drill, please like, subscribe. It really helps me out when you do that, and hopefully we'll see you next time.